Chaz here, Sacramento, California. We are hanging out with Emily Kachorek, former UCI road and cyclocross racer who now runs Squid Bikes with Chris Namba. They make some of the coolest DIY spray painted bikes in the market. Let's check it out. What up?
Hey.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
The very first time I ever saw you race a bike was at Cross Vegas, which I believe was also the very first time that you raced a squid.
Likely. First or second time I raced. It was definitely my first UCI race on a squid,
yeah,
for sure.
Because I remember somebody being like, oh, that's Emily, and like they spray paint bikes, essentially. And you were racing a UCI race and everyone else is like, you know, on these like crazy fancy bikes. And you killed it.
Squid essentially grew out of my privateer cyclocross program. And it started with 4 of us. There's currently 3 owners, myself and Chris Namba. Work full-time for Squid, and we have an employee. All kinds of people have come before that have done similar style paint jobs, but there really wasn't major bike brands that were putting out bikes that look like that.
Not at all.
So that was kind of where we got the original inspiration for doing that kind of work, and then also for allowing people to do it on their own, where it's like, hey, I don't have any formal training doing this. It doesn't really matter, just make it look different than what everybody else's bike looks like. This is our Gravtron, which is our steel gravel bike. Can be set up 650B or as is right now 700. We have the 303S's on here, which I really like because they have a little bit of a wider rim. So you can run the tire pressure lower, which is great for gravel.
You got to clean it before you paint it?
You do, after you sand it.
So sand, clean, paint?
Sand, clean, mask, paint.
Sand, clean, mask, paint. And you say you got to put bolts in there too, huh?
Yep. So any place a part goes, or it's threaded, it has to get protected.
Is this custom?
Yeah, Chris
Super
made it.
Custom?
Chris made it.
Chris
Super
made it.
Cool.
This is proprietary stuff?
Proprietary,
this is IP?
yeah.
This is like a legacy of paint
Who should like?
in bolts. All right, so you got the frame, you got the paint, and you do the painting out back, right?
Yeah, let's go check out the back.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is our big backyard. We've added a bunch of containers back here since we moved in 2014. We started with this container number 1. This is our paint booth, so this is where we do all of our spray painting. And I'll take you into the frame container over here.
Right, some of these are new, some of these are old.
This bike is one of our first 3 bikes that were ever made. This is our 20-foot shipping container that we've converted into our paint booth.
Yeah, let's check it out. They'll throw some decals on there and then they'll do, I don't even know, way more crazy stuff to get it to look like all the frames that you saw. So one of the great things about Squid is that they are a huge presence in the local cycling community. They are literally keeping Tracklocross, which is brakeless cyclocross racing, alive in Sacramento. And they host a lot of parties. And I was here, I don't know, a long time ago, kind of drew on this because I slept on top of this. There's a really nice couch. It's like the best hotel room in Sacramento, but I slept on top of the container that they painted on. When was that? That was like 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah, probably something like that. It was in the summer too.
It was in the summertime, but sometimes this backyard is a raging party. Squid, at least in my mind in California, has been one of the driving forces in promoting Tracklocross by throwing races. I mean, you guys threw like 3 or 4 races a year for the last couple of years to get everyone together and do that. Like, and it's such a powerful community thing. Like, what motivates you guys to bring everyone together and do this? Because it's amazing. Yeah,
Tracklocross is, it was kind of new to me. I had ridden fixed gear bikes a little bit commuting, but I hadn't spent a ton of time on them. And Chris has spent a lot of time on track bikes and did some messenger work. And he was really the first one that started taking his bike out there and setting it up fixed gear and riding it out on the trails with us, and we're like, what are you doing?
We're done painting bikes. What are we gonna go do now?
We're gonna go hit our favorite loop on our Tracklocross bike. Seeing these groups of communities that are popping up, like you said, all over the world, and with social media, it's so easy to find them, that the communities look very similar. They're groups of between, you know, 15 and 70 people in empty fields.
Always in dirt fields somewhere, always in abandoned fields.
Empowering people and giving them a creative outlet and a blank canvas to really put themselves out there, especially with it being on something that they can ride in their own creative way, which is also a form of self-expression. and passion, and this is what we love doing, has just been one of the coolest things about the brand. And it's been really cool giving people that experience and encouraging them.
Emily showed us the best parts about Sacramento, the greatness that is Squid Bikes, all of our custom painted bikes, from race bikes to gravel shredders. Thank you so much for everything. That was amazing.
Thanks for coming out.
If you ever come out to Sacramento, look up Squid Bikes and make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the like. This side, that side. What do we do with our hands?
Both sides.
Who
I don't
knows?
know what to do with
You
my
know what to
hands.
do. Anyway, till next time, take it easy. Have a good one.